Okay everyone, welcome back to game number 3 of Shadowforge Gaming versus SoloQ. Shadowforge Gaming dominating severely in that second game to make it 1-1. So now we'll see what SoloQ has in response.
Radiance ban.
Honestly, they probably didn't really understand their lineup from that last game, so we'll see if they decide I'm almost certain they will go with a different lineup, one that's more comfortable to them. I wouldn't even be surprised if they decided to go with their signature Invoker, but we will see how that goes. Bloodseeker and Leshreck once again being banned out right away by both teams. SoloQ not hating the Bloodseeker, and Shadowforge Gaming just does not like this Leshreck, and once again Dusk is going to get banned out again. So I'm expecting there's similar bans from both teams. We're starting off this exactly the same way, but now we'll see what does SoloQ have. Shadowforge Gaming has left them the Queen of Pain pick for a second round in a row. So the question will be, do they go with them? Did the Queen of Pain do well enough to pick again? Do we want to send the Queen of Pain mid? They say that they're not sure yet. They're going to pick up the Earthshaker support again and take that away from Shadowforge Gaming. Shadowforge Gaming saying, however, we showed you our hand, and our hand was full of aces, so we're just going to keep playing them, and they pick up the Gyrocopter again. However, they aren't going to have that Gyrocopter with the Earthshaker like last time. I also wouldn't be surprised to see a SoloQ ban out the Disruptor just because of last game. The Disruptor was the reason they got multiple pickoffs on the top lane on Puck, and a couple pickoffs as well late game. He played fantastically, and honestly, that's a really strong support if they're going to be going the same type of build that looks like Shadowforge Gaming has decided to go for a second time. But it looks like they're going to be going the Visage, but that also shows the question. Shadowforge Gaming could pick up a Tinker again, because Tinker can TP to Visages, to Familiars. So for a second game in a row, I think SoloQ is also going to have to respect ban that Tinker, because that Tinker kept them completely out of all farm last game.
10 seconds to go.
But we will see. Maybe Shadowforge Gaming wants them to think that and waste their 2 bans. But as of right now, it looks like we are going to be seeing the tri-lane with the Gyrocopter and the Visage in it. Visage being, in my opinion, one of the best tri-lane heroes if you want straight damage from a support. She has a slow, and then, of course, the burst damage for the most damage done in that fight. And now SoloQ is going to pick up that line that was banned out last time. So SoloQ actually picking up their 2 supports first, which means they still need to pick up a mid, a hard carry, and probably an offlane carry again. I think the offlane carry needs to be a bit more bulky this time. A Centaur wouldn't be a horrible idea with this team so far, but something that can survive. The Puck just didn't have the survivability, and didn't use her escape how she needed to use it last game, which then forced her to get picked off 3 times. And SoloQ has decided not to go with the Queen of Pain. They will ban that out. And Shadowforge Gaming now going to be banning out that Storm Spirit. The gank potential is high with SoloQ with that Earthshaker, but they need a mid that's able to do that, so Storm Spirit's a very good ban out for Shadowforge Gaming.
10 seconds to go.
I'm also expecting... To be honest, I don't really know what Shadowforge Gaming... I'm not expecting their bans to be too much different from the previous game. I'm not going to be shocked at all if SoloQ decides to go with Invoker for this game. It's gone well for them. I think last game was actually the first game they didn't pick Invoker, so maybe that's why they lost? I don't know. But we will see what happens here. The 4th ban from SoloQ going to be coming out anytime soon. And it'll be interesting to see what SoloQ decides to do with their carries. It looks like they're going to be going for a ganking team again, so will they go for the late game even though the Shadowforge is going early? It'll be interesting to see. And there's the respect ban on the Disruptor that I expected to see them pull out. The Disruptor just did too much work last game, too much lockdown, too many pickoffs for them to let it slip through the draft for a second time in a row. So, with the two, it's very interesting that SoloQ. Honestly, I think SoloQ is a bit shaken up right now. Having picking two supports early on, in my opinion, shows that you really don't know what your draft is going to be. So you just pick two solid supports. Lion's a pretty basic support with stuns and burst. Same with Earthshaker, so they just picked two heroes that have solid capabilities in really whatever team you want them to be in. While Shadowforge Gaming looks like they have a very good path to where they want to go. And they're going to be picking up the Lina, and once again it'll be interesting to see, are they going to be sending the Lina mid, or are they going to be sending the Lina in the tri-lane with Visage and the Gyrocopter? If that is the case, they'll have the Gyrocopter rocket, followed by the Lina stun and the Visage slow. If they can hit all of them, it'll probably be a kill.
10 seconds to go.
Because as soon as the rocket starts to come for the person, Visage can then slow.
5 seconds.
Which means they can't run away from the rocket, and that'll give Lina an easy stun to pick up the kill.
Reserve time.
But once again, I don't think SoloQ exactly knows where they're going to be going with this draft. The Gyrocopter is always going to be a threat, and he snowballed insanely last time. So we'll have to see what they're going to pick to counter this Gyrocopter. They can't be feeding kills to him and his tri-lane again in the offlane. They need an offlane that can survive this combination. But they decide that they're going to pick up their mid-hero. They're going to be picking up a Zeus. Zeus is... basically it'll be burst against versus Zeus and Lina go at it. And honestly, my favor is in the Zeus. Also, Zeus will add a really good presence in the team fight because he's always in the team fight no matter where he is on the map because of his ulti. And he's also, if he gets farm early on, he could snowball very easily as well with all that burst damage. Shadowforge Gaming saying, we're gonna go gank this time. Excuse me. So they're gonna be sending the Clockwork in the off lane, but it's not an easy thing to do a Clockwork off lane against an Earthshaker. He has no escape. The Lion can stun him inside, and stun him and finger him and hex him inside the cogs. The Earthshaker can block him inside the cogs. It's not going to be a good off lane. And SoloQ now going to say, well, I guess the puck didn't work. Let's pick up a Clinks. And Clinks, once again, is squishy early game. A squishy didn't work out for them last time on the off lane. And it'll be interesting to see what if it works out this time. If Shadowforge Gaming has good sentry placement, the Clinks won't have enough speed to get out.
Dyer's ban.
Shadowforge Gaming now going to be banning out a Spirit Breaker. Personally, I think SoloQ needs a bit more harder carry than that. If I was on SoloQ, I'd be banning out a mid that I don't want to be against Zeus, because I don't think that Lina is going to be going
5 seconds.
Mid. I think she's going to be in the tri-lane.
Reserve time.
It looks like they're thinking about this ban. They need to have some sort of hard carry that can do damage, that has also the presence in the team fights. I'd like to say Spectre, but the Gyrocopter will out-carry the Spectre if he snowballs.
Radiant's pit.
SoloQ deciding that they don't want a roaming Nyx Assassin to be going around. Nyx Assassin could go mid, or it could also be a stun in the tri-lane as well. So just a solid ban all around, and they don't want that roaming potential. So now it'll be interesting to see what Shadowforge Gaming, they're gonna go with a Pudge mid. And that is not good for this team on SoloQ. The Lion can easily get picked off. The Zeus can easily get picked off if he doesn't have a Force Staff. Clinks, if he's not invisible and he doesn't have fast reaction time, can get picked. Really, everyone can get picked off. They're going to have good wardage because they don't have the mobility or to get away from the Pudge. They do, however, have the Earthshaker stun, so they can stun Pudge out of his ulti. So if the Earthshaker doesn't get hooked and he's nearby, he could save one of his teammates with a good fissure. And now we're going, there's only 5 seconds left in reserve time. They're going to have to pick now. What are they picking as the hard carry? They go with a Huskar. I don't 100% agree with that Huskar pickup. The other team already has a Lina. If they get Aghanim Scepter on that Lina, she's just gonna ult Huskar every single fight. A very risky play coming out from SoloQ. Early game, that Huskar will just dominate that Lina, but if Lina gets any farm at all and gets that Aghanim Scepter, she's going to be in trouble. So now it's time to introduce the team. We're going to start with SoloQ, who's going to be on the Radiant this time. S is going to be on the Clinks. We're going to have N on the Lion. E is going to be on our Zeus. A is going to be on the Huskar, and Y will be on the Earthshaker. Meanwhile, once again, we have Gravemind, who's going to be on the Gyrocopter. Jack Swift will be rocking the mid again, this time on Pudge. Pandora's going to be picking up basically roaming Seth's ganking support on the Visage again. Shen will be on our Lina, and finally going off lane on the Clockwork will be Quantum.
"30 seconds to go."
But no level 1 ganks. This time we are going to see some legs, so we are going to see some reconnects here. Quantum will just be going on this top rune, probably just going, he doesn't have a ward on him, so won't be blocking that camp. Looks like we are just going to see 3 go to the top rune here, and 2 go to the bottom lane. They will circle. Looks like they're going to be saying, they're probably here.
What's with all the scribbling?
What the heck is with my mouse? That is weird. Why is it showing up like that? Probably because it's paused, I guess. You're going to see a lot of ping right now. So with these teams, so the problem we're gonna have here is if Jack Swift on this Pudge can get the pickoffs that he needs, he's going to just snowball through this game. SoloQ will have to keep a very keen eye on this Pudge, because how you counter a Pudge is having vision, vision, and more vision, and having good communication, so as soon as he leaves this mid right here, then he'll be fine. But we do see 4 heroes down in this bottom lane right now with the mid pudge, so maybe they're gonna do something. It's not as easy to do on the Radiant side. We are going to see a competition at the bottom rune here. Gravity's going to get a bit of harass down on him, but they will secure the rune, which will go to the way of the Zeus. Over on the top lane, looks like Clockwork picked up that bounty rune and will start working to a Wraith Band. Now that we're back in the game here, oh, the Clinks actually got the rune. Clicks actually got the top rune, but he was just going to go Wraith Band anyway. So we are going to see an aggressive tri-lane come out of here from SoloQ, so it will be tri-lane versus tri-lane. We'll keep a good eye on this, and it will be a solo Clinks versus a solo Clockwork top.
Denied!
And honestly, this is going to be a very close battle. I always find in tri-lanes v tri-lanes, if you get initiated on, you need to have backups, so you need to stay as close to your 2 farming carries, which we have the Gyrocopter here, of course, and the Huskar. See, like what SoloQ's doing right now is that 2 supports are staying close enough. The Earthshaker can go away a tiny bit because he does have an extremely long stun, but you have to keep that. However, over on the side of SoloQ, Pandora's looking to go around the top, which if they get the initiation and it goes well for them right away, and SoloQ decides to back off, it's then good for them. However,
someone's having technical difficulties.
However, if they decide to fight, they could lose 2 of their heroes. So we will see another pause. Right now the servers are lagging quite heavily, which is too bad to see. But Zeus now will pop back in the game, and
Alright, carry on.
and we will go back. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. If they can get the jump, and they then decide to back off, then they're gonna do well. Now Lions look like they're gonna go, and maybe they are just gonna ward up here, so they clearly know that he's there. Lion does go Hex first level. Lena will pick up her stun. Like I said, stun. Gyrocopter, of course, going for his Rocket Barrage first. That was odd. The Huskar is, however, not last hitting anymore. Anyway, we do continue. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to die in this top lane first. Over in the mid lane, Pudge and Zeus looking like they're pretty even right now. And then over on the top lane, the Clinks and the Clockwork, once again, pretty even as well. So this tri-lane is probably what's going to decide this game.
Denied.
Just going to keep an overhead view to keep track on this. There's a ward here, so these supports hiding are not going to do anything. They're not going to press the creep wave, especially when Earthshaker's going. Now Earthshaker's going to TP mid, and he could probably pick up the kill if he gets a good slam, but he will bottle out of it. Surviving with 20 HP. And First Blood will go to the Pudge. Who's just going to go back to base to heal, and that actually leaves 3. We see the Hex come out on the Lena now. That looks like they're going to be going on him. Stun also comes out. Huge harass coming down. Now the stun will come down, and Lion will fall and because of it. Earthshaker does have a clarity on. He does have a full stun, but won't really do that much.
Haste.
We'll pick up a haste rune, however. I'll let us sub back up, and that's 2-0. And Pudge almost at his level 6 now. And the first kill to the tri-lane will go, of course, to the side of Shadowforge Gaming as well. So. And Zeus will then get picked off again to the mid Pudge. And now Huskar's going to get going on. There's the stun, and there goes the Huskar. Good follow-up stun from the Earthshaker though, just no follow-up. Now the Lion's probably going to pay with his life. And there's 2 kills down in this tri-lane as well. Zeus will TP bottom, but nothing really that can do. Like I said, in a tri-lane v tri-lane situation, you need to stick by your carry. Jack's actually going to then pick off the Clink's top when that team fight was happening. But in tri-lane v tri-lane, you need to stick with your carries in case that happens. The Huskar got initiated on here, and then his support had to come, and Earthshaker could stun in, but then the Lion was not close enough. He got bursted down. Then the Lion came in and just threw his life away. You need to stay by your carries.
Fresh meat.
And Pudge will just pick off the Zeus for, I believe, a 3rd time. Could be a 4th. It is actually a 3rd time because he did get that kill top. And this Pudge has already started to snowball, now at level 8. and now he once again rotates top. And what did I say? There's absolutely no vision here. On the bottom lane, however, the Lina is going to be initiated on Earthshaker style, and she will fall to the Huskar. But Pudge, however, is going to be leaning top. This Clinks is in huge trouble if he doesn't back off. But Clinks smelling something's up. Now he's going to go hide in the side shop, while Clockwork's just going to bottle up. And we're back in the game here. Pudge has hooked the Clinks. No LT coming off him yet. He doesn't even need it. He's actually having a jam this early on in the game. They're just going to keep getting rid of this Clinks. HK came in to try and help, but that didn't do anything. Now Shaker's just going to back off. Gyrocopter picking up his phase boots. We'll get a bit of harass done on him. And honestly, with an Earthshaker slam, probably could have done something here, but because Earthshaker's having to walk back to base now, they won't be able to pick up a kill on this Gyrocopter. Lina's just going to continue to stack camps for the Gyrocopter. And now they're going to finally deward that ward. Almost on the end of its lifespan anyway, so nothing that bad. And now the Gyrocopter will go on to this Huskar. He will just get hexed up, however, and now he's just stunned up. The stun will hit Gyrocopter, but nothing happened there, and they'll back out. Meanwhile, however, Zeus will get picked off by the Pudge again.
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
Let's get wicked.
And now Pudge picks off the Clinks again top. TPs were gonna come in and they just all cancel it. Clinks has to stop going top. I believe he's now fed. I believe 3 kills. Yep, 3 kills top. Pudge is at the top with 7. 3 on the Clinks and 4 on the Zeus. He's just gonna keep rotating between lanes and picking off kills.
Dire's mid tower's having technical difficulties.
And I still feel that Huskar won't be enough carry for this team, even against... Are we serious? Are we calling GG?
The Radiant done.
And a 9.5 minute game, SoloQ decides to tap out. I don't know if it's because of lag or if it's just because they were getting dominated, but Shadowforge Gaming will get the win because of it. So Shadowforge Gaming will move on into the upper bracket finals, which will be played on Sunday, and SoloQ will drop down to the quarterfinals, no, to the semifinals in the lower bracket, in the quarterfinals. I'm wrong. I'm imagining the graph. In the semifinals of the lower bracket, where they will be playing, I believe, Hardcore Pwn, yes. So Hardcore Pwn will be who they are against in that lower bracket, and that will be held tomorrow, and will be going on tomorrow. Other than that, thank you for watching tonight. I hope you all enjoyed the streams, even though both those games were very weird, and I hope lag didn't influence the last one too much. But other than that, thank you all for watching. This has been Hydrofire. Myself or one of the other streamers so either myself, Hitchhiker, Barach, or Gunnar and Life Insurance will be casting tomorrow's set of games. I hope you guys will join us for that. If it's not on my channel, I will probably pop up on stream for about 5 minutes or leave a message saying what stream it will be at. Other than that, thank you all for watching. This has been Hydrofire, and we will see you guys maybe tomorrow